So this is you. You're tired, you're frustrated, and you're sick of going around in the same circles, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. And today we're going to put that all to end. We're going to unfuck everything that you know about nutrition, exercise, fat loss, and put you on the right way so that you can actually do it and stay there and be happy about it. Because I know where you are. You're sick of your life, but not after this video. So let's get into it. This is Janet. Sorry if you are called Janet, but this is the person that we're talking about that all you lot are feeling like. Frustrated, tired, hold a little bit more weight that you want to hold, and you just feel like shit. But not anymore. I've been a fat loss coach for years. I've helped thousands of women go from where you currently are now to living in a body that they love the look of, they love the feel of, they love what they do every single day. And I've also been through my own 20 kg fat loss journey myself. So I feel like I have got the credentials to tell you all about this, and we're gonna go all the way through it. Before we get into absolutely anything, we're gonna take you back to school and understand how the thermodynamics of your body actually works. So you can actually understand why you're gaining fat, why you're not losing it, and how you can actually make it work for you. This is energy in versus energy out. This is how our body works. This is how every single person's body works, even if you're going through menopause, even if you're a kid, even if you're an old person, no matter who you are, your body can't skip this. This is how our body works. So if you're maintaining your body weight at the moment, you're not going down, you're not going up. This means the energy in equals the energy out. Happy days. If your body weight is increasing, which I'm assuming if you are on this video, a lot of yous are, then the energy in is higher than the energy out, which means where is the energy going to go? It's going to be stored in your body as fat. Not good. And if you're losing weight, the energy in is lower than the energy out. How is your body actually going to get rid of that? Is by losing the fat. It's so simple. Everyone overcomplicates it, but this is how it works. Now that you understand how fat loss actually works on a science level, I want you to now understand how we can optimize that so you can basically get the most bang for your buck and get the most out of what you're putting in. What I need to introduce you to is the TDEE, the total daily energy expenditure of your body. This is how our body actually expends energy, because you're going at the gym right now trying to burn 500 calories on your Apple Watch every single day, and you're forgetting that that isn't actually how our body expends calories. The first way that our body expends calories is through BMR. BMR is our basal metabolic rate. This is just us being a human. This is your heart working. This is your blood pumping around your body, your brain energy. That takes up 60 to 70% of our energy expenditure. So whilst you're just clocking away 600-700 calories on the Stairmaster, you're forgetting that just being a human being actually burns the most calories. So how are we going to optimize BMR? We're going to get more sleep. We're going to build more muscle, because when we have more muscle on our frame, we need more energy to preserve that muscle day to day. You're going to drink more water. You're going to have lower stress levels. All these things collectively make our BMR way more optimized. The second thing is NEAT, and you probably hear every man and the dog bang on about this online, but you have no idea what it is. This is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the movement that you do that's outside of your gym session. So you're walking, you're fidgeting about, you getting up and putting the kettle on. It's all this movement that we're doing throughout the day that isn't in a gym session. This takes up 15% of our daily expenditure. This is why it's so important to get your goddamn steps in, because compared to exercise, which is exercise, activity, thermogenesis, eat, that only takes up 5% of our energy expenditure. You just doing your steps is actually burning more calories than you doing your exercise. And then the last thing is our TEF, which is a thermic effect of feeding. This is the food that we eat. Your body actually expends calories through eating calories. When your gut is digesting your food, you actually expend calories through that. And it's really important that you understand your macros, because protein actually burns way more calories than fat and carbs through TEF. So eating more protein actually burns more calories than eating fat and carbs generally. This is actually how you expend your calories. You don't need to focus on just clocking in as many calories burnt on your Apple Watch, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. The most calories are actually burnt through your BMR, just being a human being. And this just actually really relaxes you a little bit, because it doesn't mean that you have to go away and kill yourself on the Stairmaster just to lose fat. That's what you probably all are doing right now, but that's not needed. We just need to optimize the things that are going to get us the most bang for our buck, rather than doing the things that just don't matter at all. So going back to the thermic effect of feeding, this is what you eat. This is the amount of calories that you burn through eating. How great is that? We burn calories through just stuffing our faces. But you need to understand the importance of this, because what a lot of people do when they go in a calorie deficit, they just think, great, I can eat 500 biscuits and it fits in my calories, so let's do that. But that's not going to help you at all. It's going to leave you feeling like shit. It's going to make you feel really, really hungry, and we're not going to be optimizing our food the most to get the most out of it. Like I said before, compared to fat and carbs, protein burns 20% of the calories that we eat. So if you eat 100 calories of protein, you're going to burn 20 of those calories just through digesting it. Compared to fat and carbs, with only 10% and 3%, through eating more protein, you're going to burn more calories through that. That doesn't mean eat 500 grams of protein a day. It just means you need to be hitting your protein goal, because if you're not optimizing them calories as much as you can, which is going to make your life a whole lot easier when it comes to losing fat. So now another science, I need to actually show you how you're going to put that into your habits so you can actually use this and lose weight. So if we talk about calories to begin with, this is the amount of food you're going to be eating on a daily basis. Like I said at the beginning, if you're maintaining your body weight, this means you're eating the same amount of calories as you're burning every single day. So nothing's going to happen. You're just going to maintain your body weight. If you are eating more calories than you actually expend, you're going to be gaining weight. If you want to lose weight, you need to decrease your calories. So what I suggest you all do from here is go to any calorie calculator online. I do have one. If you want to use mine, the link is in the description. Put your values in, and it'll spit out a number that's going to give you your calorie deficit calories. What you need to understand with calorie calculators is that they don't know you personally. They just know the inputs that you put on the calculator, which means you need to do a little bit of legwork as well as just tracking your calories. So how we're going to do this is track what we're doing. If you're not tracking what you're doing, you don't know whether you're going to be on the right path or whether you're just doing everything and not even getting where you want to get to. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to work out your calories. You're then going to track your calories daily. And I mean absolutely everything that you put in your gob, you track on MyFitnessPal. And this isn't in an obsessive way. This isn't to torture you. It's just to get accuracy on what you're eating versus what you're expending. If you do this properly, you weighing every single thing out, you're inputting everything accurately, you're not going in the cupboards and picking everything out, you're going to get an accurate reading on how your body is responding to what you're actually doing. Now, where a lot of people get this wrong is they do their calorie deficit for 2 days and expect them to lose a stone. That's not how it works. You do the work and then your body responds about 1 to 2 weeks later. It's shit, but it's just the way that our body does things. So what I need you to do is track what you're doing for 2 weeks straight. 2 weeks. Just track it for 2 weeks straight and don't think about it, don't overthink it, just do it, okay? Once you get the numbers, you can then understand whether your body is responding in a calorie deficit or whether it's not. Now, if you track your progress for 7 days straight, you need to track your body weight on a daily basis. So Monday through to Sunday, track your body weight. Firstly, when you wake up, after you've been in the toilet, and then you get an average at the end of the week. So at the end of the 2 weeks, you'll have 2 averages. So after you've got your numbers, after the 2 weeks, if your body weight has gone down by at least 0.3 to 0.5 kilos, great. You're in a calorie deficit. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You just need to continue what you're doing and your body weight will just continue going down. This is what we want. If your body weight has stayed the same, i.e. nothing has changed, your body weight has stayed the same on the scales for the exact 2 weeks, then you're at maintenance. That's not what we want. So what you're going to do from here is decrease your calories again by another 100 to 200. If your body weight has gone up, then again, this is not what we want if we're trying to lose fat. So what you're going to do from here is decrease your calories by another 100 to 200 and do this trial and error phase again. Track your body weight, track your calories until you hit that sweet spot where your body weight is continually going down. You do this over and over and over again until you get to your goal. This is exactly what fat loss looks like when you're tracking a calorie deficit. Now, there are other ways that you can track your progress that do still count, i.e. your progress photos, your measurements, the way that your clothes fit, but generally these are sort of secondary to your body weight. If you are in a calorie deficit on weeks and weeks and weeks and your body weight is not going down, then you're not in a calorie deficit. It all comes down to what I showed you at the beginning with your thermodynamics of your body. If you're not losing weight, then you're simply not in a calorie deficit. That is plain and simple. If you're not losing weight over 2 to 3 days, That could just be weight fluctuations from water weight, from eating more carbs or eating more salt, from your period if you're a woman. But generally, if your body weight isn't going down over a long period of time, you are not in a calorie deficit. Okay, it's plain and simple. So you need to decrease your calories or increase your activity to hit that calorie deficit sweet spot. Now, I know if a lot of you are like me and thinking, for God's sakes, Bethany, I don't want to lower my calories if I'm not losing weight. What can I do? I love food far too much. I don't want to lower my calories even further. There is one thing you can do before going ahead and lowering your calories, and that is doing more activity. So if you are in a calorie deficit and you've got yourself to a point where your body weight isn't going down, but you don't want to decrease your food, you can increase your activity levels. So increase your steps by 1,000 to 2,000, increase your cardio by another 30 to 60 minutes per week, and that will burn the calories instead of you decreasing your food. Happy days. But when it comes to weightlifting, as you will know, it doesn't actually burn that many calories. And you're probably all thinking, well, Bethany, if it doesn't burn calories and if it doesn't make the side of the equation make my energy go out more, then why the hell am I doing it? And the reason being is because if you just focus on fat loss, cardio, steps, and just burning calories, you are just gonna go from looking like a big ironing board to looking like a small ironing board. You're still just gonna look like a noodle without any shape on you. So this is where our weightlifting comes into play. I want you to look at cardio and steps as a way of fat loss alongside your food. And I want you to look at weightlifting as a way of actually building the shape of your body. Because I know all of you do want the shape. I know you want the muscles. I know you want the toned arms, the big glutes, the nice legs. That isn't gonna come from just the fat loss. You need to lose the fat, but also build the muscle to have that shape. So yes, even though weightlifting doesn't directly make fat loss happen, the result that you want isn't just from fat loss. It's from a combination of fat loss and weight training to build that shape. So whoever you are, even if you're a newbie who's never stepped in the gym, never ever done exercise, and you're just doing nothing every single day, where I would start is at least 2 weight training sessions a week, at least 30 minutes of cardio a week, and 2,000 to 3,000 more steps than what you're currently doing right now. And then over time, if you can increase any one of those things, make that your goal. It's as simple as that. You don't need to be jumping around your kitchen. You don't need to be doing any of these weird diets or moves or 30-day challenges that everyone's trying to clickbait you over. All you need to do is these 3 simple things. That is it. So now I know how fat loss works. We know exactly how to track our fat loss and exactly what to do on a daily basis with our activity. We need to go back to the food side of things because a lot of you are still eating rabbit food and not understanding how it works. So we've talked about our calories, how to go into a calorie deficit. We've talked about why protein is important, but I need to understand how we put all of this together with your calorie goal. So with your protein, you want to be aiming for about 1 gram per pound of body weight, of your ideal body weight. So if you're currently 200 pounds and you want to be 150 pounds, you're going to be eating 150 grams of protein. And then with carbs and fat, I would suggest you do it this way, but everyone's different. Some people like more carbs, some people like more fat. 200 grams of carbs and 65 grams of fat. You can kind of just play around with these ratios depending on what you prefer and depending on what you want. But when it comes to fat, I want you to be getting at least 20 grams of fat in your calorie goal, because when it comes to fat, you need it for your hormonal health. You need it to keep satiated in your stomach. Do you know, you get that really nice full feel in your stomach? That comes from fat sources. And then when it comes to carbs, we don't need to be afraid of them. They are the energy source, the direct energy source that we need for our movement, for our brain, for everything that we feel. And you want to be having a mixture between slow release carbs, i.e. things like your oats, your rice, your potatoes, things that are going to give us a nice slow release of energy throughout the day. And you also want your fast acting carbs, preferably for your gym sessions. And this is things like your cereals, your fruits, things that are going to give you that fast acting energy to give you access to that energy straight away. But as long as it's within your calorie goal, you don't need to fear any of these foods. You don't need to fear fats. You don't need to fear carbs, because it all comes down to whether you're in a calorie deficit at the end of the day. Yes, these things matter, but it always comes down to the number of calories in versus the number of calories out. So hopefully by this point, you are getting a good understanding on what it's needed to lose fat. You don't need any of these diets. You don't need any of these weird programs. You just need to be in a calorie deficit, and most importantly, you need that routine to work around your life. For this last 2 minutes of this video, we're gonna take some actions, and we're gonna make sure that you haven't just binged this and not gonna do anything with your life. We're gonna get a notepad, a piece of paper, and you're gonna write down exactly what you need. So calories need to be in a deficit. If you don't know how to do that, go onto my calorie calculator, work out your calories, and you will get a number. It'll also give you your macro goals as well, so you're not confused with that. Next up, our steps. If you don't know where to start with this, look on your Apple Watch stats, look on your iPhone stats, whatever phone you've got, it will have stats in there. Look at what number average you're getting for the week and increase it by 2,000 to 3,000. That's it. Start working towards it. Weightlifting. If you're currently doing zilch, nothing at all, I want you to do at least 1 to 2 training sessions per week. This doesn't need to be going into a big scary gym. You can literally just be in your living room with a couple of little weights, even just doing a YouTube video. That's it. 1 to 2 times a week. That's all you need to do. Then we've got our cardio, which is going to help you increase the energy out that we're getting in the equation, but it's also going to help us with our health, our cardiovascular health, our fitness in general. You need to be doing it. I want you to be starting out on 30 minutes per week. This could be you going on a run. This could be you going on the Stairmaster in the gym. This could be you going on incline walking at the gym. Now that we've got all of our goals in place, we need to do the tracking, the trial and error, and the work. Remember, your body doesn't respond the minute you do the work. It responds 2 to 3 weeks after. So we need to be tracking every single thing that we're doing accurately, getting the data, and then making decisions from that data to fuel the next 2 to 3 weeks. So doing the trial and error. There's no point in doing all of this and not tracking it and not knowing where you're standing. And then the last most important thing out of all of this is consistency. If you're not being consistent, all of this doesn't matter, and it's just a load of mental masturbation at the end of the day. This is what everyone struggles with. I guarantee what I've just talked about in this video, you all understand to a small degree. You all understand that you need to be in a calorie deficit. You all understand that you need to increase your activity. It's the basics. Everyone knows this. But what everyone struggles with is consistency. And like I said at the beginning, I'm not going to give you a one-size-fits-all program. You need to know what's going to work for you, because what you do isn't going to work the same as Susan down the road, isn't going to work the same for Janet up there. You need to do what works for you, your life, your work schedule, your kids, your commitments, and that's exactly why you need to tailor all this to yourself. But my biggest piece of advice, my biggest mantra that I want you to take away from this is just keep going. I don't care if you skip a day. I don't care if you don't do it for a week. I don't care if you've been on holiday. Just keep going. That's it. Just keep going. That's all you need to do. If you just keep that in your head, just keep going, you will actually get to your goal. Even if it's perfect or not, as long as you just keep going, like literally say that 3, 4, 5 times in your head, you will get there. Trust me, no one's perfect. No one's doing every single thing every single day. What they do though is they just keep going, okay? And if you do want help with this, my entire business is structured around this problem that everyone is facing: consistency. We are coaches, one-to-one coaches that actually help you get to your goal. We do all of this for you so you don't have to worry about it. We do your trial and error every single week on weekly check-ins, but most importantly, we give you that accountability. We hold your hand throughout every single part of it, so you don't have to think about it. All you do is just show up. You delegate every single other thing to us, and that's what we take care of. So that's it. It's not as complicated as you think. Do the basics, do them consistently, and you will get there. I promise you. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't magic. I didn't have all my ducks in a row, but what I did do is I just didn't give up. Now I'm here, and that's where you could be. Now, if you've got to this point in the video right now, I know you are serious about reaching your goals. I know that you are really, really wanting to get to where you want to get to. And if you are here, you're probably one of like the 5%. So make sure you comment down below with a little hands up emoji to let me know that you're still there. But seriously, it's not that complicated. I just want you to do the basics consistently. And if you do, you'll get there. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you have got to this point and you haven't already. And if there's anything else that I have explained here that you want me to do in more detail, I absolutely can. Let me know below. And that's it. Go and enjoy, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.